it's hugely important that if you have a dream, that you have to dedicate your life to it. I had caused this kid to throw his life away. That feeling of regret turned into a sort of a fear of how much power I had.
Oh my goodness! Oh, did you feel that? Did you feel that?
What's up, Believe Nation? It's Evan. My one word is believe, and I believe in you. I believe you have an amazing gift inside you that I want to see explode out onto the world. Now, I started the Mentor Me series to try to hang around people who've done a lot more than us, and hopefully by spending a little more time with them, some of their views, their attitudes, their mindsets seeps into us to help us become the best version of ourselves. So today we're going to learn 5 powerful life lessons from Will Smith. Mentor me, Will. Let's kick it off with lesson number 1, face your fears.
Something that probably a lot of people don't know about me, I don't f with the ocean. The ocean is like the ultimate woman. She is beautiful and she will nourish you, but she will tear you to shreds also. The ocean is my worst fear. I don't know what it is or where it came from, but there's something about not being able to breathe. I've tried snorkeling before and I was hyperventilating. My 50th birthday is this year. I just wasn't gonna go into the back 9 of my life without having attacked my fear of the ocean.
So we're about to scuba dive the Great Barrier Reef. You know, I've never scuba dove. I've never been scuba divish before.
So we're taking a boat ride out and we go through a storm.
According to you live from a storm on a boat, we're headed out to a dive site of... Oh my goodness! Oh, did you feel that? Did you feel that? Back to you in the studio, Sandy.
Probably 25 years old in my mind, and I knew that I would be here one day. So I'm ready.
This is stupid. All right, I'm not going.
Come on, this will be the hardest part of your day.
I know, right? Is it okay to punch sharks in the face? You're like, back up with your shark ass. Back up with your shark ass. Shark ass, back up. Shark jab, shark jab. Yeah. I got it.
The first fish we see is a shark. Come on. I'm not doing another dive today.
The question isn't, can you handle the situation? The question is, can you handle your mind? Can you manage the thoughts and the emotions that are trying to poison your progress? Forget managing the situation. Manage your mind. Training your mind to sit calmly in the eye of the storm.
Lesson number 2, dedicate your life to your dream.
It was 94 or something like that. They were open to Planet Hollywood. I found myself in a room with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, and Sly. And I was like, oh my God, I got these 3 guys in the room. And I was like, okay, I want to be the biggest movie star in the world. And I need you guys to tell me how to do it. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, he said, if your movie is only big in America, it doesn't matter. You'll be a movie star only when you're a movie star in every country in the world. You have to travel, you have to go, you have to meet the people.
Thanks for the tip.
Facts, son, facts. That became the way that I started looking at movies. I wanted to be in every country in the world. In that part of my career, I refused to do anything that wasn't in the
best interest of the goal I had set for myself. And there was probably a 12-year period of my life where I didn't take a drink. I didn't have a drink, where I didn't go out on the weekends. I was so set on my goal. It created a serious circle of protection and elevation because I refused to do anything that wasn't in my best interest. It's hugely important that if you have a dream, that you have to dedicate your life to it, and every hour of every day has to be dedicated to bringing into fruition the things that you dream about.
Lesson number 3, decide to inspire people.
I went to Catholic school up to 8th grade with all white kids and probably 2 or 3 black kids, but predominantly white school. And then I went to my neighborhood high school in 9th grade that was 99% black kids. So the first day that I walked in to 9th grade, I walked into the lunchroom and it was like 500 kids. And to this day, I don't know why I did this. I'm sure it was because I was nervous, and I have a thing with fear. I don't like being scared. So I'm sure I walked in, I looked around, and I said, "Excuse me, can I have your attention? Can I have your attention, please? He's here. He's here right now. Thank you. Thank you." And people was kind of looking, and there was this one dude, and he was sitting there, and he looked up to me, he said, "Man, don't nobody give a that you here, right?" And I said, "Hey, just give me 10 minutes. Your girl gonna care, right?" And he was like, "All right." And you gotta watch that nod. That nod is not a good nod. He was like, and I was like, okay. So I'm walking up the steps. We're out of the lunchroom, and I had forgot about it. So we're going, and I'm walking up the steps, and he had taken one of those combination locks, and he put the lock in the palm of his hand and put the loop around his knuckle, and he was holding the lock in his hand. And as I was walking up the steps, he cracked me in the side of my head with the lock. And I went down, I was out, I don't remember nothing. I still got the lump on my head. You can't see it because I got my hair, but there's still a lump. So I remember I fell down, I hit my mouth on the steps, all of that stuff. So I went up, so I'm in the principal's office, all of that, the police come, and I got the ice on my lips, and I'm sitting in the principal's office. And my father comes in, he sees me, and I'm telling the story now, the police are there. And I remember I saw this kid, they put him in handcuffs and took him out of the school. And I'm looking, sitting in the principal's office, and I'm watching the police take him out and put him in the back of a police car. And I just couldn't believe it had escalated to a kid being removed from school. And I was laying in my bed that night, and I was just feeling like shit. And I had the recognition that I had caused this kid to throw his life away, right? And he was kicked out of school, and I never knew what happened to him, but I have a sense that it didn't go well beyond there. And I felt a deep sense of regret and a deep sense that I had caused an emotion in a person that made them do that. And that feeling of regret turned into a sort of a fear of how much power I had. And I was like, everything I say and do has that kind of effect on other human beings. And in that moment, I decided that I would never walk into a room and do anything other than inspire and uplift and enlighten people and help people to be the greater versions of themselves. And I would never do anything that would cause people to rile up the darkest, dirtiest parts of people. I only wanted to enliven and enlighten and inspire. And I remember laying in my bed that night, And I made that promise to myself, and I made that promise to God. And it's something that has completely shaped how I approach people, how I approach moments, how I walk into rooms, how I deal with every human being on this earth.
Lesson number 4, never chase money.
For me, I never did anything for money, right? So it was never about money. My experience has been when people do things for money, you make bad choices. Find what you love, and then you'll learn how to make money doing what you love. When I changed careers, I was never changing to something for money. I was changing to something I love more. Right, and that to me, that's really the only way to keep the passion. If you have two choices, one is playing the piano, and another one is bowling. And you can make more money bowling, but you love playing the piano more. You got to play the piano. It's like you'll tear yourself apart if you're not doing the thing that you love most in life. And you know what it is right now. Right now, there's something that you love more than everything. Whatever it is that you love crazy has to be the thing that you dedicate your life.
And lesson number 5, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is you have to work hard.
There was a moment when I was about 9 years old, and I was at the Resurrection Baptist Church. That was the church I went to growing up. And my grandmother was always in charge of all of the recitals and Easter recitations and all of that stuff. So I was playing the piano, and I remember my grandmother was standing back off stage, and she put me last in the show and everything, and I had learned Farrellese. And I was playing Farrellese, and I'm going and going and going, and I never learned how to end it. Right? So I was just playing, and my grandmother was standing backstage, and I was looking at playing, and that look of pride and happiness on my grandmother's face that's my life force. Everything I do, I just need that look, you know, in my wife's eyes, in my daughter's eyes, and it's just, you know, I realized very, very young that there's no easy way around it. No matter how talented you are, your talent is going to fail you if you're not skilled. You know, if you don't study, if you don't work really hard and dedicate yourself to being better every single day, you'll never be able to communicate with people, with your artistry, the way that you want. So it's that moment. I just remember it so distinctly and how good it felt, and I need it.
Now I've got a really special bonus clip from Will Smith on how to improve yourself that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, I want to know what lesson is most applicable to you. What did you take from this video? Don't just watch another video. What did you take from this video that you're going to apply somehow to your life? Leave it down in the comments. When you write it down, it's much more likely to actually happen. Thank you guys so much for watching. I believe in you. I hope you continue to believe in yourself and whatever your one word is. Much love. I'll see you soon, and enjoy the bonus clip.
The concept of improving lives runs through the center of everything I do. And then I realized that the way to improve lives is to continually improve yourself, right? So with that, every morning when I get out of the bed, you know, I haven't fixed everything in the world yet, so there's always something to do. And in this film, I read an interesting quote for the Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha. He said that good people have to get out of the bed every day and try to empty the ocean with a ladle, right? And I thought that was, you know, I knew that was profound, and I paused for a second, and I said, all right, what the hell is a ladle, right? Right, so then, you know, I touched it on my iPad, it's ladle. Oh, it's like a big spoon, okay.
As we
it's
say,
like a soup spoon, yeah, it's like a soup spoon. I was like, why do you use a soup spoon? So try to empty the ocean with a soup spoon, you know, as the mentality of how you wake up every day to try to do good in the world. So for me, I'm really driven by continually trying to elevate elevate my mind and elevate my spirit and care for my body, and to be able to love as many people as effectively as possible with this mystery of life that I've been given.
Raise your standard.
Apple, at the core, its core value is that we believe that people with passion can change the world for the better.
Not one drop of my self-worth depends on your acceptance of me.
I don't ever give up. I'd have to be dead or completely incapacitated.
Hey Believe Nation, if you want to see my all-time favorite top 10 rules of success, I have a very special secret video for you. These are the individual clips that I have personally learned the most from and applied to my life and my business. Check the link in the description for details.